Hello everyone, welcome. In the previous video, we learned about function overloading and operator overloading. Today we learn about exception handling. So just write here, exception handling. So what exception handling is, sometimes we want input from the user and the user may give something input that we don't want, but it is an error and the system may crash. In such examples, the exception handling comes to play. In exception handling, there are two keywords that are try, catch, actually three, and one more called throw. Okay, we use these three keyword and to minimize our error so that we don't get any error and our code runs smoothly without crashing. There's one basic example which everyone show. I'll try to show you what that example is. Suppose we want two integer like I and j. Suppose and I is equal to 10 and j is equals to 0. Suppose 0, and we want to divide them. If we divide them, we can see 10 by 0 is like undefined. This cannot be defined, but if you put here, then it will come here 0. But so that now if we can do one thing. Suppose we want to take an input, so we'll write c in I and we'll try one thing, c in j. Okay, now there is a keyword called try. So inside this try, we can see if the value of j is 0. So we'll write if j is equals to 0, then throw j. What does this mean? That it will check, it will directly, it will not give an error straightly. I mean, suppose if you do now I by j, this will give an error if you pass the value of I as integer, suppose 1 to 100 anything, and the value of j is 0, then we can see that if 1 by 0 is undefined, so this is an error. So we can check once. So we'll try, this operator will sit when we write try, then this will give execute inside the code. It will not come out of this before this execution is completed. So it will check if j is equals to 0. If j is equals to 0, then it will throw that j, and if after that throwing there is one more keyword called catch, that will catch that j and it can print out something. So we can write invalid number. Okay, now whenever the value is j, it will throw that j and we need to catch that. So we know the value of j is an integer, so we'll just write const int and j. Now the value of j will come here, and if the value of j is 0, then this will get printed without the code means crashing. So if you just run it, you can see it's waiting for us. So we'll write here 100 means 1100, and secondly we'll write 0. Now you can see invalid number. Why is invalid number? Because we wanted to divide this 1100 by 0, which is not possible. Otherwise, if you try this, there will be an error. Now currently all this latest technology don't show the error, but it's an error, and these are more advanced, so it will directly show 0, but it's an error because we cannot divide 1100 by 0. Okay, there is one more example. Suppose we want to use some string, so I'll just name string. We'll put this is string, and we want that string should accept only yes or no value. Suppose we want that the string I should take only yes or no type value. It should not take any other value. That means, so we can just write if j not equal to is not equals to yes. Suppose we want to take yes value. Suppose we wanted this string should take only the value of yes. Suppose we are doing in a project and we want that the user should write yes even if you want or not. It cannot write anything other than this. So we can write if I is equals to yes. If I is not equal to yes, means if I, the user does not write yes, then throw this j, throw this I out of this checking, and here we can catch that j I just by writing in place of this you can just write string and write this I. So if the user don't press here yes or don't write yes, then this code will not get executed, but will not get an error also. We can just see at control D, and okay, let's run it. So it's expecting an input. So if you write ASD, this is not yes, so it will write invalid number. But run it one more time, and if you write here yes and just write, you can see nothing's get written after this, because yes is correct and your code is executed properly without giving any type of error. That's how try and catch is executed. It's very useful in bigger cases when you do big project, because we wanted the user should input only such type of thing that we want, and it should not do anything else by its own. So their try and catch can be very useful. So inside the catch we can use constant, string, int, characters, float, double, anything. And suppose you don't know, here we know that the value of I will be string. Suppose the user don't write string but uses some int value, float value, then we can just use one more. There is one more thing, use three dots. This three dots means anything, whatever the users play directly come here. It will not check it whether it is string, integer or anything. It will directly pass here and this can be executed. So this code will also run as same as before. If you don't write yes, then this invalid number will get printed, and if you write yes, okay, this because yes is yes, so just clear out this and run it one more time and write yes, and you can see the code is executed properly. So that's how try and catch is a small topic, but it will be very useful when you do larger projects, and surely we will include in our project so that we can understand it in better way. And you can see live example how we can do this. Is just a simple example to teach you how try and catch actually execute. Most of the times many people miss out, so I don't want to miss this small topic because it's very useful sometime. So that was it for try and catch. It is just so that you don't get any error. Before error your code will be checked, then there will not be directly red color. When you see red it becomes like horrible. So you can just print out a simple message just saying that it's an error. You can see this in when you type an email, wrong email, just a little small word get printed that email is wrong, but it does not crash the website. That's where try and catch comes to play. So we'll do a project. In the project we'll understand a little more. So that was a small topic for today. Thank you for watching. See you in the next.